Is it back to normal now? I got the, okay. Now there's going to be no evidence of this when I upload it later. Oh, that's embarrassing. Oh, I'm loving this. Dashboard. Yeah, okay, that works. I'll hang around a bit till everything's up and running again. You back? Oh, awesome, cool. Cool. So the only way people see my face, know that my face was shown, is with these messages up the top. They won't actually see it. I'm gonna delete that part from Twitch and just hide that forever. Because, you know. Oh well, I trust you. You can see my face by accident. You're all good. Ooh. Oh, well, yeah. So, well, there we go. I tested it out. I got it working. It's up and running. It's fine. Ooh. Okay, that's gone from all existence. It's, yeah. But I thought my shyness was bad. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, I'm just gonna be doing some stomach knots right now. My social anxiety is high, and the self-esteem is low. Bye. But now I know that whenever I need to recalibrate it to make my model invisible temporarily. So that's a good thing to know. Learning curve. We got there. Oh, but you had made shyness when you were young though, Elizabeth? Oh, that's fair. I pretty much did the opposite. I was pretty outgoing as a kid, and then as soon as puberty hit, I went, no thank you. Not today. Yeah. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, before that happened, yeah, today's gonna be just a quick short stream, just testing this out and my Switch for like an hour for the first part of the game, and then yeah. So just a short one, just to work out the kinks, which clearly I have a few. A little bit. You got tired of everyone coming? Oh, nice. Didn't take anyone's crap anymore. Hell yeah. But no, fully respect that. Can't relate, but well, that's not true. I can relate when I've had the adult juice, and then I get confrontational, and then I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm good. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the game. 1 second. Hey, I got it working, but I'm way too big for the screen. Okay. Yeah, glitching down the bottom. We're good. How's that? We good? Yay. Okay, we got this. Okay, and some sick beats. So, there we go. Cool. So I'll start her off, and we'll go with, thankfully, episode 1, the first turnabout. So I guess a small warning, of course, this is a courtroom setting for like criminal cases, so there is a few murders. So if anyone's that watches this and is sensitive on the matter, I'm sorry. Hope it's not right for you. Sorry to hear that, but hopefully because it's more cartoony, it should be okay. It shouldn't actually be graphic because it is a kid's game. So, yeah. Oh no. Damn it, why me? I can't get caught, not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. We have August 3rd, 9:47 AM, District Court, the defendant lobby, number 2. I'll be in and out, fair, no worries, no stress. Like, only a short stream, so yeah. Check out your favourites. And have a good study day. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hiya, Chief. Ooh, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favour. A favour? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Why do they need to make it look like that? Style, I don't know. There's some interesting character designs in this thing, so some of them are quite fun. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything is all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, oh. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Eye sparkles. Nick! Hey! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence, I ain't afraid to die. That's not a good way to start your court case, bud. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright, and here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. Oh, she bleeding. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts, my best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. Okay, we're going for this humour. Cool. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault, he just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That and I owe him one, which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. He looked like, yeah, his face is great. Those sparkle eyes and his tears. Okay, so it's now 10 AM and we're in courtroom 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honour. I'm a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honour. Handshaking. Eyesight. Shading. Ugh. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. That would be Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honour. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Ooh, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's... wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. Oh, victim? Oh, of course I know the victim's name. I just forgot. Temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press the R button to check it at any time, okay? Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I'm begging you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Okay, court record. Attorney's badge? No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Me and my degree. Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death. 31st of... September? No, July. I don't know my months. The 31st of July, 4 PM to 5 PM. Cause of death. Cause of death is the loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Profiles? Oh, we have Mia Fay, 27, Chief Attorney at Fay & Co. My boss and a very good defense attorney. Larry Butts is 23, the defendant in this case, a likable guy who has been my friend since grade school. Cindy Sohn, age 22, the victim in this case, a model. She lived in an apartment by herself. And this is Winston Payne, age 52, the prosecutor for this case, lacks presence, generally bad at getting his points across. That's rude. Okay, so we've got Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me what was the cause of death. She died because she was hit with an object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honour. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then. First, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne? Yes, Your Honour? As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was the statue of the thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Statue. A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. No faith in his friend. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honour, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Apparently arrived home from Paris on the 30th of July, the day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude. We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... Ooh, wait and see what happens or stop him from answering? I kind of want to see what he says. I'm not a good lawyer. Might be better not to get involved in this one. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, no way, that cheating she-dog. She-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, and when I met her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Right. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you? Cool. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't. I don't think that response really holds in court, mate. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? I haven't answered honestly. I know, I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Ooh. The crowd didn't like that. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. Oh my god, you should never tell a judge to chill, my lord. She wasn't home, man, so like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies the matter. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Ooh, it's getting juicy. Order. Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sherwitt to the stand. Oh, he's doing a shimmy. Mr. Sherwitt, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sherwitt, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Ooh, witness testimony, witness's account. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. One moment. Oliver, you're emailing... you're emailing for more positions. Oh, fair. Hedging your bets. Just swimming through the waters and figuring out what you get. Nah, that's a good plan. See where it goes for you and how it is. Ooh. Sorry, my eye was twitching. The phone that Mr. Sweet used was one of those. So it was the landline phone. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record added to the court record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Sorry, excuse me. Lulabow. Well, if I have to drive and I can't, then I won't get the job. True, that is the difficult part. Some places you need the car. Like if you know you can get to it without one, and you're asked in the interview if you have a reliable form of transport, just say yes. Do not clarify on what record, on how you're doing that. Just a tip. Even if it's like your reliable transport is like a family member or public transport, do not say that. They'll mark it against you. So if you can get there, regardless of how you do it, just say yes. No further clarification needed. That's that's one of the ones I had to look out for my job. So don't do that. No, that's not the use. I can walk there. It's 3 blocks away. I don't know if I need to transport stuff in the car to the buildings. Okay, in that case, maybe just find out the full extent of the tasks you'll need, and then you might be able to find out if that's going to be needed. If they say you need to transfer 2 boxes in a car, you're screwed. Yeah, I can kind of see your point there. Yeah, if it doesn't state it in the job position that sort of stuff's required, try and ask in the interview, what different tasks may be performed outside of the actual computer work, I guess. Well, yeah, was it previous include? I'm like, that's the issue. Okay, fair. Okay. Well, hopefully it is all good, because I know you want that job. So, yeah. Hopefully there is no issue for you, and you're good to go. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right. This is it. Oh, that's a tongue twister. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. Makes sense. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay, we can do that. Yeah, definitely get like the idea of just dealing with material and not people. Yeah, fair enough. Hopefully you'll just be able to purely deal with that end and you should be all set. Okay. Open the court record with the R button, then point out the contradictions in that testimony. Shimmy. Okay. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there, a woman not moving dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. Wait, does that work? If you didn't go in the apartment, how do you use her phone? Press? Hold it! The phone in her apartment wasn't working. No. No, it wasn't. Right. Sorry, excuse me. Lilibert, I do not think the recruiter was the app said deliver. Does that mean just push carts between floors? I can do that. Yeah, if it, yeah, you definitely need more clarification on that. And yeah, hopefully it is just pushing cart between floors, because in which case, nice and easy. Hopefully they got elevators for that, so yeah. Yeah, we're gonna hope for that. We're gonna hope that's the job. Sorry. But you said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 PM. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the records of the R button. Okay. Oh, no, I don't want... How do I... That's it half open. Strange. Sorry, I'm skipping through this until we do last. Okay, we're up to here. Present. Let's see what our court records are. Edge. 4 and 5. Here we go. And then electricity was out 96. Okay. Cool, no, so that's why the phone wasn't working. I remember the time exactly, it was 1 PM. Oh, no, that's... She couldn't have been dead at 1 PM because she died between 4 and 5. Oh, extra percent, I was pressing A, my bad. Objection! You found the body at 1 PM, you're sure? What? Excuse me, he has a dot on my bed. Yes, he does! Yeah, there's a bang in the middle of his eyebrows. What was it? Yes, it was 1 PM, for certain. Frankly, I found that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 PM. There was no body to find at 1 PM. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. Sorry, excuse me. Lilibo, does that sound too pushy? Ask my recruiter. No, that sounds reasonable. You're trying to get clarification on all the tasks that you'll be required to perform in your new role. So, yeah, you want to know what you have to do, and 2, it means once you have the job, it's not like you're being thrown in there and you have no idea what you actually have to do. And you're able to find out if they ask you to do something outside of your job role, and you can, from there, I guess you can decide if you want to do it or not, or if you want to ask them why you're being asked to do that if it wasn't stated in your position breakdown. Position breakdown? Yeah. So no, that's fair. You should definitely ask that to try and figure out what exactly you have to do. Well, I asked to contract the other departments. Or contact the other departments. Forgive me, I can't read. But yeah, that's perfectly fair enough, because that's the best way to find out what you have to do. That's reasonable. Nah, you're all good asking for that. No pushiness at all. See, he agrees. He shook his head. Oh yeah, sorry. That's what I thought you meant. You asked the recruiter to contact the apartments. Yeah. That's perfectly reasonable. That actually sounds like a good thing that should be asked anyway, so yeah. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sawit, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 PM? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and the whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Sorry, a little bit. Why not? If I have to drive, then I can't do it, so that's interesting. Yeah, exactly. It's better to find out before you're given the job, and it's not suddenly thrown on you, and then you're like, oh, I can't actually do the tasks you wanted me to because it wasn't stated clearly when I signed on. So yeah, it's better, yeah. Yeah, it's only good to find out what you have to do before you get there. Ooh, time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a tape program. Do you guys remember taping stuff? Oh my lord, on like your VHS? Oh. That was back in the old days. That was some childhood right there. Sorry, little boat, birth certificate, register, sign. Oh yes, that would definitely sound. That does sound cool. The material handler job and the birth certificate register one. So yeah. I'm intrigued to find out which one you get. I'll be happy to find out how you like it. Ooh, terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. I see. You heard a voice saying that the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I think I already know what this one is. Right. You know what to do. I got this one. Cool. Okay. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. Where's the TV? Yeah, it's gonna be this one. Present. 1 second. Does something go something? Yeah, that's fair enough. Just doing it while you're studying. Just, yeah. Like, I mean, if you're doing it while you're studying, you at least want to find a job that interests you. So hopefully you get one, because they'll be really cool. Whichever one it is. So here we go. Black Hawk record. It started from noon to 6, so the television couldn't have been on. Why is this not? There we go. I'm pressing the wrong button. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery. And this record proves it. Uh-oh. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Yeah. Well... The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Oh, did his hair just... Oh lord. Well wait, I remember now. Mr. Sawit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honour. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Okay, hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. There must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I guess that would explain it. The defense may cross-examine the witness. So you said it was the murder weapon. Okay. Gladly. Hearing the time. Okay. I'm gonna check that first. So it was the murder weapon. A statue in the shape of the finger. It says it's a statue and not a clock. Okay, where is that? This one? Objection! Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. So excuse me, the vote. Yeah, and then I can do cybersecurity files. But yeah, so it all works out that way. You can just go from start off in the material handlers, and then once you're done studying, see if you can transition into that. And you'd have already have built up of work in there. You would have built up, I guess, the repertoire? Rapport. Build up a rapport showing that you're committed to your job. You're just now doing a slightly different one that you'll have a qualification for. Yeah. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence, just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Salit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may? Yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud. So he didn't see it, he heard it still. And it doesn't look like a clock. I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yes, he said he saw it. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. Excuse me, yeah, not friends, just an outside resume of working there. Exactly. So you'll be able to sorry, yeah, that's what I meant by rapport, sorry. Not even just being able to like, I know it's not like conversing with co-workers and stuff, but you'd be able to like show your boss that you're trustworthy and that you can do your job. Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. I knew I was using the slightly wrong word, but I couldn't think of what I was going for. Yeah. So yeah, you'd be showing your employer that you're reliable. That's the word. You're reliable, and that you can. Oh, sorry, I'm just watching my model just go a bit funny. Yeah, you're showing that you're reliable and that you're good for the company, and then yeah, so you'd be more likely to be put higher up on the position role to, if you transferred in when a job opening comes up, you'll be higher on the list because you already showed that one, you're in the company, you do good work, so they'll rate you higher than people they don't know. I get it? Oh, thank God. It only took me like a couple minutes to find the word reliable. There you go. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. That's very cool. Sorry for the ranting, just think I did, just in case during the interview they say, well, you don't drive. I don't feel like disclosing my disability. Yeah, no, you don't have to. You can... Sorry, I know some interviewers can be really weird in what they want to hear from you. So depending on the company, they have a strange vetting process. I just know from ones I've seen, like the questions and answers they look for. So if you state you don't drive, just say you're not able to drive at this time. Do not elaborate. Just because then they have the impression that, yeah, the only impression they get is that you currently don't drive, and they might inquire as to why, but you are not obligated to give an answer. So you don't have to disclose anything you don't want to in that regard. I just can't drive, that's all they need to know. Yeah, literally just say you can't drive. Yeah, just say you can't drive. Just say you have a reliable method of commuting. And then if they ask further than that, to say you don't drive, but you can get to work. Like, I can walk there, just not drive. Yeah, exactly. So if they ask how you get there, just say I have a reliable method of transport. And they should leave it at that. So you don't have to. Yeah, you shouldn't have to elaborate, but if you do, just say just say you're not currently driving. Sorry, clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he was a salesman, so he wouldn't have known the person. He went into the apartment. He lied. You're lying. You're a liar. You were just inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you're the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. We got him. We're getting him. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sawit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. Actually, yeah, that would be pretty spooky. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the timing. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Yeah. Yeah, look at his face. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day I never. Look, the clock I heard. No, I mean I saw. He ripped off his wig and threw it in my face. Oh my god, he snatched his own wig. Oh, sorry, it's okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, shut up, I hate you. It was him, I tell you, I saw him. He killed her and he should burn, I give him death. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defence's claims. Other than the fact he got so mad, he snooched his wig. Ooh, that was amazing. Mr. Wright, Your Honor. You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock. a fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honour, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. People are talking something. Yes. Yeah, you can come across as Vindrel, those type of people. Yeah, and unfortunately some workplaces, they try and get you with some very dodgy questions. Like, they sound reasonable, but they're trying to cull the herd with technicalities. And yeah, you gotta just try and look out for technicalities and being able to phrase your responses in ways that don't get you caught out. It's like I had to do a few interviews in one of my last job positions, and so I was taught some of those methods, and it's really not fun, and I did not do it. Do not tell my employer that, but I did not do it. But yeah, because they tried, like, it made sense to me because they tried doing it with me when they were hiring me on finding out how I was going to get to my position. And I was just like, I can get there early every single day, so there is no issue. And from there they're like, oh, why would you get there early? I'm just like, and I was just like, in case there's like some extra work or some emails that come through, I can get that I can figure that out before I start working, so I can go right off the bat. And I'm happy I panicked with that answer, because I was like, yep, you can come in. And then they tried to get me to do some driving roles, and I don't drive either. Never learned, can't do it. No. But I kept my promise. I was there early every day, so they couldn't complain that I wasn't driving here, there, and everywhere for them, because I told the truth. It just wasn't fully what they wanted. But yeah. So I pulled a sneaky. But yeah. And so I was just going, Lilbo, you went to an interview once, says you don't mind talking, but you don't want to talk about certain things, which is fair. And they were like, why would we do that? I was like, well, I worked in a place once and was harassed at work by the manager. In that case, it's perfectly reasonable to state that, so you can put clear boundaries in. But if it's if they seem inquisitive on it, just be like, you just want to keep, you want to keep your private life and your work life separate, and that way you can have full productivity at work that doesn't get interfered with personal matters. I did not say the name or the person's name or the situation. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you don't need to give full details. Just be like, hey, I'm fully down for like being a team player and having a chat, or just like, you're happy to work and just get business done with your colleagues, but you just don't want to share, your private information. Oh, it's just, no worries. I'm happy to help whoever I can. Once I can remember my words correctly, I'm happy to help out with interview questions, because I had to interview a few people for my job, but mine is sort of different. I was trained to interview I guess, all walks of life. But the main people I interviewed were teenagers, like getting into like their first job and stuff. So some of what I was taught didn't actually relate, because like some of these kids are like 15, and I'm from Australia. When you're 15, you do not drive. Your parents get you to and from anywhere you're going. So the driving question doesn't quite relate, but we still like to know whether you'll be driven to work, whether you're walking, whether your school is nearby, so it's easy to get from your school to the workplace, or you have a bus. I had one kid that told me he would be able to skateboard to work every day. I was like, one, that sounds cool and an interesting mode of transport. Well, let's put down something else that isn't skateboarding, because I don't actually review your answers. I just take them down and give them to my boss. So we're just gonna say bike, in case he thinks that's not a valid way. Sorry, kid. Well, the point is that you never thought it would happen. I guess what it was. Yeah. I'm really sorry that you did have to have. Not that. Sorry, excuse me. I'm really sorry that did happen to you. And I hope all your future employers and co-workers and managers do not do it again, because you don't deserve to go into a workplace and have that sort of stuff happen. It's not okay. I know it happens, but it sucks. It is quite literally 2022. It shouldn't happen anymore, and I'm sorry it's happened to you. But yeah, so all best wishes for your future employment, but only good experiences. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Well, he is the thinker after all. So we've heard the plot. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Oh, so the clock said it was 8:25. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between Mr. Sawat heard and the actual time of death. Sorry, a little bit? Yeah, they had lied to me and I was being brought into the office. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, that it happened and that they did it through such sketchy means. They say we need to talk about the holiday schedule. Did that? We did it we had the chat for about a minute and then it started carrying on trending before this. Yeah. Yeah, that is absolutely dog what they did. I am so sorry. Like, you shouldn't have to put up with that crap. Like, no. Working with some people is no. That was an absolute dog move. I'm sorry. It's half an hour. Yeah, you like rightfully so. You felt that way. That's horrendous. You shouldn't. That shouldn't have happened. No, and they're crappy, scummy people. They shouldn't have done that to you. Like, you're in a workplace, it should only be professional, and if you're that kind of person in a position of power, you are scum. And I'm sorry they use that power against you. I was like, wait, why are you talking about that? And what? Yeah, like you don't ask people that. If you freely gave up that information and then you discuss it within the same conversation, it's fine. But in the manner they did it with you, no, that's not okay. Like, no. No, it's none of their business, and you don't have to tell them. So the fact that they literally tricked you into their office, where you said you were in there for half an hour, so clearly you couldn't just leave freely because they got your manager as well. So no, that's horrible. I'm so sorry. Right, my manager was. No, you keep all opinions to yourself. And if it's a negative opinion, unless it's truly like something heinous, such as if I relate it to this court proceeding, this person is a fully proven sick human being, murderer, or depending on their preferences, if it's towards minors, in which case, for myself, I will call you what I like. If that is what you've decided to do with your life, if that is your interest, or that is a crime you have committed, I will call you what I like. But for obviously minor things, or just personal preferences towards people that's not of those categories, therefore you to know, don't share them, and you do not have to be essentially interrogated about it. Sorry, kept your opinion to yourself while they ran their. Yeah, so you did the much more mature thing. You kept quiet on what you thought while they openly gossiped and berated. So no, that I admit for myself, I do have a couple of others, but those are the two main ones I am fine with being open about if I decide I'm not okay with a person. I think murder and sexual harassment, no go, and then anyone who harms a child. I hate you. You do not do those kinds of acts. It's not okay. That's no worries. Like, nah, fully on board. Yeah, I'm fully on board. Like, you can have your own opinions, people, be it positive or negative. You can keep it to yourself. If it's a positive one, like you can share positive ones because everyone likes being given positive vibes. But if it's a negative one, you don't go behind that people's back and just gossip and just do that sort of thing. You keep it, you keep it to yourself. And then, like with the situations you were in, no, that is horrendous. You definitely shouldn't be doing that sort of thing, and you shouldn't be putting people into the position you were put into. That's not okay. Yeah. But I will say, my exception to that rule is murderers, people who hurt children, and people who like children in that manner. I will say my opinion to you out loud if you've done one of those three things. Yeah, asking whether or not. Yeah, it can be construed that way, so yes, I agree. Like, well, yeah, it's a matter on sexuality then it's definitely harassment of that sort, and yeah, no one needs to share that information unless they feel comfortable with that, and if they feel safe to do that, and they should not be demanded to have that information shared. That's not okay. Like, that's why, like, on documents you have the option of putting it down or no response, because no one needs to know that information. That's yours to give freely or not. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry, I was having a drink. I've spoken a lot today, not just for the stream, but at work. So I got that parched stuff happening. Also, I didn't have a right to speak to anyone. That is bogus. No. Like, no. You can talk to anyone you want to, anyone you feel comfortable with, and then in the opposite, you don't have to talk to people you don't want to, or about matters you don't want to. So no, they're completely wrong, and they shouldn't have done that. That's, yeah, because if I put it in your case, because, well, actually it counts thankfully for the majority of the world, but certainly yours in America it's brought up enough. You do have the right to freely speak on any matter. You have the freedom of speech. You don't have so that is your right. Your right is the freedom of speech to decide when and when you do not want to talk. Not the opinion of you didn't have the right to speak to anyone. No. No. If anyone tries to talk to you on that matter again, just say that. They're literally in the opposite end of the law. Your constitution or your amendment says you can talk to anyone, not the opposite. And if someone decides that they don't want to talk to you, that is their problem, not yours. You can do anything. And then, even if it's there, like, on a much lesser note, if you just don't get along with another person, but the two of you are still like, oh, you work together, we can pass in the hallway and say good morning, bye, see you at work tomorrow. Keeping it obviously like civil, blunt. You're obviously not having full conversations because you don't like each other. You both have the right to do that. You both have the right to keep the civil work interactions, or to literally just walk straight past each other in silence and not acknowledge each other. You both have the right to do that. But what if we went to my boss and stuff? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, like, yeah, no, like, no, you should be able to keep it civil, but if they're like going behind your back to like rat you out for something silly, like, oh, this person is annoying, do something about it. Like, no, you're grown-ups. That stuff only works in classrooms. Like, you're adults, it should be like an agreement the two parties should make. You shouldn't have to, if it's just in that case, you shouldn't be going to a manager to be like, oh, sort it out for me. You're an adult. If you don't like a person, don't interact with them. But you don't need to do that. there are other ways to solve issues than that being your first point of call. Vented to me about personal information. Oh, look, she was telling you her personal information about bank statements, and you didn't feel like sharing back. That isn't cool. Like other people you kept your mouth shut and didn't run your mouth, even though like, why is she telling me her bank number? Has she told you her bank details? Sorry, that part confuses me, in that if that's the information she was just freely giving out, because I thought that was like she's giving you the information to get into her bank account and access her money, not just, oh, this is how much money I have saved up and this is how much I got paid. You know, in that case, you don't need to tell her your bank information. If you wanted to also correlate how much you were both getting paid versus how much both of you had saved, that's fine, but you don't give each other your digits. Like, that's like one of those whole scams, just like, oh, give me the details to your mom's credit card number. What's your social security number? What's your address? I'm gonna just take your identity and not even know it. You know, no, don't talk about it. Yeah, sorry, little boat. No, I don't talk money to anyone. Yeah, that's fair. Like, yeah. From wherever we're from, some people, in her case, willing people to have full access to what her finances are, or people slowly go down the spectrum of, this is what I'm earning, this is what I have, or as low as, when it comes to money, just like, oh, I bought this thing the other day and I saved this much on it. Hell yeah. Like, yeah. In which case, I love those chats, because then I usually go and hit up that product later. But no, you don't have to share any money information. And in some places in the workplace, it's frowned upon to discuss money, because it's like you're comparing each other's paychecks. And most employers don't like that. For example, I'm saying this is a job, a hospital. Is more than minimum wage? Hell yes. Now she was telling you issues with her money? Bankrupt and how it does. In that case, she is very overly friendly in distributing her information. And how much does a lawyer cost? I mean, in that case, hopefully you'd never need it, but knowing how much one lawyer is quite nice. But the whole like, if you're not comfortable with hearing that information from people, then you can be like, yeah, it made you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, that's fair enough. You don't just say you feel weird about money, and that while you understand she wants to discuss that form of stuff with you, you can tell her that you'd feel uncomfortable because you're not willing to share the information back. And in that case, hopefully it would have been along the lines of, oh, no worries, if you don't want to talk about this with me, either change conversation is obviously the best outcome, or she might have just asked, why don't you want to talk money? Just like, it's just a personal thing and a preference thing that you were just either raised not to do, or you just don't want to do it. You don't have to disclose any form of money unless you're willing to. Sorry, school. What was it? Hi, how are you? And she went on. Ah, so she was definitely venting to you. Oh, yeah. When people ask me how much can you draft, that's personal information. Try to take advantage of me. Yeah, it's fair enough if you want to keep that hidden for those reasons. Go cybersecurity, mate. Oh, now that money talk is good to hear. If with cybersecurity you'll be getting that much, that's a nice amount. Maybe I should do cybersecurity. That's a lot more than what I get. Yeah, like, you know, what am I saying? You have a range of what, on certain topics, your tolerance level as to what is being discussed. And just be open, and if going to a certain point makes you uncomfortable, and then they'll either continue venting, drop the conversation, or they'll equal it to what you are comfortable with and only go to that extent. Is obviously best case scenarios. There's obviously in that co-worker's case, and obviously in some people's cases it will not go that way. But at least in that regards, you're doing the diplomatic thing. And that's always a good move, is to try and be diplomatic, obviously. Sorry, I'm okay with the pay range. Yes, that is a good pay range. For cybersecurity, I had a co-worker use me for money. Horrible co-worker. I'm sorry. Worked at the same place. Oh, sorry. While you type that out, I'm just gonna finish this part. Sorry. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawat heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawat, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha. You forgot one thing. Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like the clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right, how am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright? It seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Boy, this dude is sweating. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Silency nearly got me. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit. I came all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. You lawyers are all slime. Ugh. I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Well, that didn't go well. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Ooh, 1 second. Ooh. Sorry, I got lightheaded. My bad, forgive me. Sorry, Little Boat, you said I had asked her if I could help shovel out the driveway because I had pneumonia from my weeks. Oh, ouch. Yeah, I've heard how bad that is, sorry. There's the doesn't want him shoveling, that's fair enough. I could have said long story short, she was trying to cost $60 out of him for half an hour of work. I was like, okay, I'll pay for a snack for you at work because I want to keep the workplace happy. And now she went in the store for $50 of stuff in the car and was like, you're paying for this, right? No! Why was she so entitled to do that? No. Like, I'm sorry, but like, unless your driveway is like literally a mile long, no. Maybe like a pizza. Pizzas are pretty expensive these days, so that definitely would have paid it off. but no. And I was like, no. And and so she decided to go with violence. No, that's not okay. I know that would definitely make it difficult in regards that you are, of course, co-workers. Because unless you were actually discussing that in the workplace, the likelihood of getting support from, I guess, management is pretty much next to none in that situation, unfortunately. So you wouldn't have been able to have backup. I'm really sorry. Which means that she has more money. I don't have more. Yeah, everyone has different finances depending on their own thing, or they can match a person who's the complete opposite. But no, she shouldn't have tried to scrounge that out of you and then literally make you pay for essentially the equal amounts of money in snacks. That is no. Not okay. She's once again, this person is wrong. She shouldn't have done that to you, and you shouldn't have had to put it with that. I'm really sorry if that's what you did have to do. But money. If I had money, why was I working there? Well, clearly from her logic being that, the fact that you do work there proves maybe her assumption of your money was slightly different to reality. Obviously, I don't know that, and I don't need to. But from that, she is contradicting her own assumption of you. So she was clearly just, well, obviously, she was clearly just trying to get a couple of extra bangs for her buck, and that's not okay. So I'm sorry that she put you in that position. She has no logic. Yeah, no, she quite literally contradicted herself. Oh, sorry. Mia, I mean Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. That doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would have been 3 hours slow? Maybe she just never set it when she bought it? We need to know when she bought it, or when she got it. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove right. That can prove it, right? Sorry, Lilibert. It's not my issue. She had kids. You don't want them. Don't drive. Irresponsible. Yeah, that's fair. Either. Yeah, if you. Yeah. Tongue tied. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, that's your decision. You've chosen your responsibilities, like good on you. Then don't want to mess up money. Yeah, it's fair enough. Like it's not for everyone. That's why sorry, I'm not gonna feel bad for her. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna feel bad for her. Yeah, no. Once again, two different opinions. You chose you'd rather not. She chose she rather would. Like her choices for herself shouldn't be the basis of her opinion of what's happening with you because you've decided you wanted to do the opposite. Like she quite literally doesn't know she doesn't know I'm guessing you didn't tell her. She doesn't know your reasoning. She doesn't know your background information as to why that's currently at the stage. And same in reverse for her. You don't know why she's made that decision. And yeah. But no. I do know in my own case, I don't like when people assume purely because, oh, you haven't had a child, right? So you wouldn't know about this certain situation. Whereas I do. I've had a child. I've had those conversations. It is not fun, and it feels very demeaning. And no, she also never did work. I was studying full time for years and she never did anything. She would work one day for 4 hours and smoke most of the time. Sadly, that is, in my case, you do get those. Yeah, if they're employed and they don't actually do the work that's required of them, and obviously other people have to pick up their slack, they're like, it does happen a fair bit from what I know. But no, that sucks because other people, like most likely yourself, had to do extra work to compensate for her lack of. And yeah, like you said, you were doing other stuff alongside working. You were working that many hours a week and you were studying as well full time. So it's like you had other priorities. She chose one way to go with priorities and you chose a different one. Or be on the ground, straight living to him. Sorry, I actually really like how you phrased that one. Didn't have to hear her run her mouth other than her friends. Ooh, sorry, my eyes went funny. No, I actually love that one. I haven't heard that saying in quite a while, so I enjoyed that. But no, like that. But yeah, you got a bit of relief for her during those times, but no. Yeah, no. She had one preference, you chose a different one, and she shouldn't try and use you based on her perception of your preference. It's ridiculous that our woman did nothing. Yeah, it really sucks she did nothing because no doubt yourself or your other co-workers would have had to pick up the slack. And that is incredibly stressful, having to do your own workload on top of an additional because someone else is doing other things instead of their responsibilities. She bossed me around, which you were allowed at first because you didn't want drama. It's fair. Keep the peace, yeah, understandable. And then yeah, you stood up for yourself, like good on you. Most people might not have the confidence to stand up for themselves, so I'm proud of you that you were able to. I'm the one that I would have just kept coughing it. Or I eventually it was like, no, you're not my boss. Yep, good on you. Because she wasn't, she was going, yeah, completely fair. Like, in that regard, if it was a constant thing, unprofessional manner, and the using you privately, no, I'm really happy you stood up for yourself and spoke up to her. Was that pepper spray? Did you actually pepper spray her? I mean, damn, you did stand up for yourself. That's good on you, honey, but damn. Like, whether you actually did it or you just mean that's what you really wanted to do. I was going to? Yeah, sorry, that's what I mean. For a second there, I was just like, oh. She got sprayed. But, yeah, no, that's fair enough. I get what you're going for. Sorry, I was going to. Yeah. But, yeah, no. She was heavy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I've never experienced pepper spray, I know that it's quite common in some countries. I've never come across it in person, honestly. Be it just buying it, like it's on a shelf, you can get it, or here, I've got this, want to see? Or thankfully, I've never done anything to warrant someone deciding that is an appropriate response for our interaction. What I said? Alright, so she threatened you with violence, so you threatened to defend yourself with pepper spray. Oh, okay. Okay, my brain is connecting the dots. Cool. That can certainly make a person back down without actually getting confrontational yourself. So, So in that situation, that was a smart response to go with, because it shows that other than the fact that you're standing up for yourself, you're willing to physically defend yourself as well. You're defending yourself literally with non-violence. It's pepper spray. I guess some people might consider it that way. But at least you're not getting into an actual fight, and you're warding her off. So that is smart. Oh, sorry. Find it and let me have it. Oh yeah, we're finding out why the clock was 3 hours slow. Forgive me. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? I'll find it. Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha, tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see this evidence, what proves why the clock was running slow. I don't have anything in this. Was it like a souvenir from her trip? If it was a souvenir from her trip, that would make sense, because it's whatever the time was set to in the shop, which could just be inaccurate, or it's going off. Oh, she was in Paris, so it was going off French time and not your current location time. Take that! So excuse me, little bit. I mentioned never did work to try to take advantage of you and tried to hustle you out of you and your dad money. You know, that's fair enough. And I mean, not fair enough that you tried to do that. Like, fair enough that you decided that you would stand up for yourself and be like, no, I'm not taking this from you. No. You weren't taking any of her crap, and you let her know that. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder and bought the clock as a souvenir. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sweat, or should I say Mr. Did It? Wait, did she literally take a clock in her suitcase? I find that a little strange, but okay. Nook. He died. Oh, that's not the face I'm pulling, but sure. Order, I say. Sorry, forgive me. Should I get $10 out of you? Much more reasonable to that 80 that she was trying to get. Because I promised a snack and just wanted to shut her up. She was like, Mike, thanks so much for the $10. She didn't care, and I screamed back. You're not getting anything? Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, she's not getting anything from you. No, like she shouldn't. Well, hopefully wouldn't have any more interactions with you because it went so badly she wouldn't want to, and yourself obviously wouldn't want to anymore. But no, honestly, I can't believe she tried to get for $80. Like, yeah, the $10 for a snack, that is a much more reasonable price for a job, as you are co-workers. Or like the whole, you can have friends help you move house, a much more strenuous job, much more time consuming, and you literally only need to buy them pizza and like an adult drink, and you're set. So no, that's a bit much. Then she became a witch and tried to threaten you. Of course, she went the bad route. She chose bad ending. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, I read that. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but the court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. We win. And with that, this court is adjourned. Oh, sorry, and a little bit you said. But your boss wouldn't care. Your boss never. Oh, called you by your name. Yeah. No, if this was one of the co-workers from the previous jobs that you've told me about, then no, that was not a nice boss you had, and I'm not surprised that's what your boss decided to end with, considering the other situations your boss put you through. But it really sucks because you couldn't even confide that you're having an issue with a co-worker to them, so you didn't have the support structure that you should have had. So I'm really sorry. Sorry. It turns out that Frank Sewitt was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of your house. I've heard that actually happens, and it's terrifying. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sewitt let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sewitt grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Exactly. Oh, sorry, I meant exactly as in the situation that you were put in, that you didn't have the support structure that you needed. 2:32 p.m. in the defendant lobby, room 2. Woo! I still can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. The star eyes are back. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Oh, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Okay. Good. Wait, no, I mean bad. Bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts. Innocent. She doesn't even know his name. Sorry, excuse me. Lilibert. Your overachiever gave you help with the hospital job. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that's so nice of them. Hell yeah. Like, so they work in a hospital as well. Oh, so they're giving you like tips and stuff. Oh, that's really nice of them. Like, I'm happy that stream is helping you out. Because if it's a hospital, yeah, they'll have like the inside knowledge. So yeah. But that's really sweet of them. Hell yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks. I really owe you one. Okay, so he's just not going to correct all the name. I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh, no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. But you're not a pretty lady, Phoenix. Where is your boss? Butts thinks she is. Oh, hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? I'm sorry, is he giving her the murder weapon? Okay. Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Yeah, that's the murder weapon. Oh, actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me. I'm sorry, a little bit point exactly. Yeah, so that's really nice that they're sharing some information with you. Yeah. That's a good streamer you found. I'm happy you're watching them and they're able to give you tips and tricks. Sorry. What, really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick. Can you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry? Are you so sure? Excuse me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Sorry, excuse me. Little boat, you said what's going around? Would that go up for me? Why have kids become hold on? No, that's fair. If she's made the decision, if she's chosen that's what she wants to do, but she wasn't in the financial situation to do it and have to threaten co-workers for more money to handle what she's chosen for herself, that is very bad planning on her part, and she should have thought it a little bit more through first. If that's the line it was, that she decided that she would do the situations that she put you in to make it go by, that's not okay. But then, no, for this person, no, she was in the wrong the whole way. But then, just to put the statement out there for other people, because I know there is the debate of like, why have kids if we can't afford them. I do know for some situations it's not something that can be decided, or you can be perfectly fine financially during the planning stage and after you've had them, and then something occurs to change that. But no, if this co-worker went into the situation thinking that this line of action was a reasonable thing to do, no, she should have thought that through a bit more, because having to having to threaten other people to get their money to help her out, no, that's not okay. Forgive me for saying scrounge. That was not the correct word in the slightest. Forgive me. Sorry, there's a reason why you don't want them. You can't drive, which is fair. It does make it. I wouldn't say it doesn't make it easier to be able to drive if you have kids, but there is situations when knowing how to drive when you have kids is essential. Like, say if your partner does drive and they're at work, and say one of your child has like an accident, you need to rush them to the hospital. It's kind of hard to do if you don't drive yourself, so you have no way of doing that, and then that's a horrible situation that you're stuck in. Excuse me, I like my cocktails. Fair. Highly agree. 3, don't want to mess with bunny. Yeah. I get that, totally fair. Some people want to keep the figure they currently have, and they don't want to risk altering it by having a child. I get that. No one's able responsibility. And in that case, they are fools. Yeah, they are fools. But if it's you who's like, nah, it's not for me, which I know you've said before, it's just not, you just don't want to, then hell yeah, that's your choice, and you have every right to make that. But if it's purely for reason number 3, they are fools. And that is my statement on the matter. They are the wrong gentleman if the case number 3 is a strong contender for you. But then, yeah, if it's mainly your first 2 options and the fact you're not interested, then cool. Sorry, excuse me. I am trying to prove why this chick likes him. It's definitely not going to be her autopsy. And that the guys, they're just not your preference. That's fair enough. I totally get the personality thing. Totally get that. If you're not clicking, it's not gonna work. But that's fair. If there is no one near you that piques your interest and you don't want to in general, then don't. Oh, okay. Fair. Last? Sorry, can I get a clarification on the last portion of that? Sorry. Ah, cool, thank you. Fair enough. In the laser regard, I get that can work for some people, but sorry, I know we've only been talking for like 3 days at this point, but from what you have spoken to me, you're fairly my brain is saying productive, but that's not fully what I'm going for. You are heavily career orientated and you're getting stuff done no matter what. Like, you were studying full time and you were trying to work and find more jobs with your degree and then with the cybersecurity. So I fully get you you'd probably want someone who's of the same mindset and like very like focus driven. That's it. So no, I totally get that with that one. It'd probably be better to have someone on the same wavelength as you. So yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna go. Well, she wasn't in Paris because he wasn't there. Maybe it's the fact she still had the clock he made. Oh, I pressed the wrong button again. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she travelled. Oh, so she did put it in her suitcase. Okay. Oh, actually, that makes sense if he made it for her. Oh, sorry, so, excuse me, no, I need some... Then, yeah, in that case, you want someone that'd be, yeah, on your wavelength, and who you find similarities with. So yeah, that's pretty fair. Like, if one type of person doesn't quite work for you, go for one that you know that will. Like if you do ever want to go down that road, obviously, like, I'm fully aware, like, you can have a preference for people, but just not be interested in the matter entirely. But obviously, in some cases, that can't stop you from being like, oh, that person, I'm fine with that person, but still, like, not wanting or trying to have anything come from it. You can just appreciate from afar. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take travelling. Well, make of it what you will. Sorry, I think I like the idea of crushes. Yeah, like, crushes are great. You can get great enjoyment of just having a crush, or just having an individual just like, that's a nice eye candy I get to appreciate from time to time. Sorry, but not every... Oh yeah, that makes sense. You don't want to like, correct me if I'm wrong, it's not that you don't want to like, pick someone for a commitment. You're just not interested in that whole rigmarole. But no, you're just there to appreciate the painting of art, but leaving it in the gallery. Sorry, I don't want some. Yeah, like then that, I'm guessing that would totally work for you. Just admiring someone, but being like, stay over there. That'd be great. Sorry. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realise things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to an innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, You were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends." Okay, excuse me. Lilbo, you can get into a relationship and just text their significant other all the time. And I'm like, do you not get bored? Oh yeah, you don't get it. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. I'm the same way. But then I'm also just the kind of person who'll be like, I've sent them one message today. Am I annoying them? Am I being too clingy? Maybe they need a break from me. Oh, this is not good. But, and then in your case, if you said, I'm like, do you get bored? Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, if you're texting and talking every day, like, even if you can be really talkative, I mean, there's bound to be a point when you run out of things to talk about, and then you can just have really long silences. So, no, I get that. As in, I get your viewpoint, not the being able to constantly message each other every day. Like, I get maybe some introverts some extroverts might be all for it and able to do it, but I can't fathom it. Like, in person, I can be a touchy and clingy person if I'm put into the situation, but probably not in texting, especially because well, texting is only like, I guess, like half communication. Like, even if you use like emojis and stuff, you can't always be guaranteed how your text is going to be, in what manner they are going to read it, whether they see it as you being really happy, or they think you're slightly sarcastic on something. Even if you were just trying to make a joke, it could be construed the wrong way. So yeah. So excuse me. Oh yeah, no, oh no, that's perfectly fair. Like, in space. Sorry, I meant by clingy. Like, I will say sitting on a sofa, I will want like some form of me in contact with them, be it just like arms touching, hand holding, or like legs touching, like watching a movie or something. That's what I mean by clingy. But I can't, not with texts. I'd be maybe a one message a day. It might be a small essay, but it won't be continuous, constantly going back and forth. Every time anyone looks at me, I'm messaging the person. Sorry, sorry. That's what I meant. I'm sorry. but yeah, in your case, you like your space. Like, hell yeah. Usually when you say you can't drive, they said that. Then you can drive me. Ugh. Sadly, I'm aware of this, and I hate that's an opinion some people can do. It's like, what? When they jump to that conclusion, what do they think we do when they are not around us? How did they think we coped until we met them? Like, clearly, we can handle ourselves. We don't need... Yeah, we can handle ourselves. We don't need other people to help us do things. We can get by. We can be independent without a significant other in our lives to chauffeur us around. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, and when you said I like my space, yeah, I'm on board with that. I could never do like, maybe like I'll say co-worker, this one's not my personal preference, because if you're at home together and then of course you go to work together, you will have no space from each other. So if you do have, say, just like a small argument, I know times can get slightly worse because you don't have that separation from each other. You're going location to location with each other, and like you don't have time to yourselves to be like, okay, you can think about this, we'll come back later. You're constantly together. No, you definitely need space for that situation. And then I get if you just want personal space just in your day-to-day life and not want anyone, and you just don't want someone around the whole time. I get that. So I'm not always good at trying to explain my viewpoints, forgive me. Don't forbid them. Right, and you shouldn't have to worry for people. Some people can be overly, wimpy or touchy in that manner, yeah. But, you know, you should be able to have your own space, or if you choose to be physically clingy, like myself. But then, yeah, I admit there are some cases, certain interactions that people have in their relationships I don't quite understand. I get that it works for them, and hell yes, if it works for them. But just for myself, I don't see it working for me. But for them, yeah, good on them. Like, we both know what works for us, and so we go with that. Sorry, excuse me. But I'm pretty sure you're not going to pay us unless you count the clock you gave Mia. I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. And my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Case 1, all set. A brand new episode has been added. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, I didn't actually want... Oh yeah, I'll save it. Sorry, I thought it put me into the case. Turnabout systems. Did it put me in? Oh, I didn't actually want to join this. My bad. 1 second. How do I... That is not what I wanted. Okay, we're just going to look at this screen for a bit because I didn't want to move to the next case. Forgive me. Excuse me. Sorry, Lilibet, your last 2 ones been inclusive and clingy just for asking how their day was. That doesn't sound... response. No one else. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit odd. I mean, yeah, that's just a casual greeting, just seeing how their day went. Unfortunately, I don't really have I can't think of a response for that one because I can't myself think of how that's clean. Like, that seems fairly reasonable. Like, I mean, when you go like grocery shopping, you usually ask, be it the cashier person, how their day's going, like how their shift is, or they ask you how your day's doing. Just polite, just pleasantries. So I'm not sure how that can be conceived as clingy. So I'm not too sure. Sorry. Sorry, I'm not sure how the two would relate on that one, because like whether excuse me sorry, whether you do or you do not have that, like everyone asks how everyone's day's gone. Like if you like asked it maybe 3 times during that one day, then yes, that would be a bit odd. But just one casual, hi, how's your day? How have you been? I don't get, no, I don't quite get that one. That's, if it's with the disclosure and they're just using that as a way to nitpick stuff, then you don't need them in your life. They're a horrible person. She's weird. She now asked me how her day was. Yeah, no, that's the nitpick. Oh, I'm so happy I actually know what nitpick is. But yeah, no, forgive me. I don't see how those two particular things correlate. They should just no. But no, it's not clingy. That person was just being a butt. I'm sorry. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, I'm readjusting in my seat because my butt's gone dead. Because my chair is not comfy, but I do not care because I can put my feet up. Excuse me. Like someone last year, they didn't on paper copy. I was writing an email. Oh yeah, email every other day. Yeah. Trying to think. Oh, no, sorry. He was always in the mood in made him a drawing, and he went crazy. Yeah, no, that guy is an absolute butt face. I'm sorry. I don't like going off our previous notes on clinginess. Like literally an email every other day, so every 2 days, not even like a once a day, which I already said was reasonable, just one, but yeah. But no, what a butt face move that guy pulled on you. I'm sorry to hear that, but mm, no, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's like you like no, you shouldn't have been spoken to that way, and you definitely shouldn't have been called that. Oh, I'm gonna let my screen go dark. Please ignore it. You train of thought. Yeah, no, that's a horrible thing to be called. You do not deserve that. And yeah, literally what you said. You emailed him any other day, and you essentially gave him a gift. You made a drawing, so it's not like you went out and bought him like a car and be like, here, have this. I like you. You drew him a picture, and he's decided to go with that response. That's a really indecent thing that person has done, and you certainly are not. And I'm sorry he called you that. Excuse me. Well, you met at a library. He was a librarian. He liked you because you were a small little white girl and prouding you. Yep. He's scum. What's about coffee? Ask me about coffee. Happens because I fuss sometimes. Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. No. That was an absolute asshat move that he pulled on you. And like, if I can do the really stupid stereotypical response, the man is a librarian. His job is to know not to judge books by their cover, and he should not think that's not one, that is not excuse, not a valid excuse. And two, if he is not mature enough to, if he's not mature enough to be like, oh, I have an issue with this, he shouldn't be interacting with other people. And he's a librarian, so that's his job. So he should get wise, because he shouldn't put you in that situation. And if he's done this with you, it's possible he'll do it with others, and he should not put them in the situation either. I'll show up for coffee, paid for it. That's not clarify what I was talking about, right? Nah, he pulled an ass move. I'm sorry. I'm happy you got a free coffee out of it, but it was not worth what he called you. That's not, no. That is not cool. That is really cruel. And no. Don't worry the public. You've chosen that you're not a people person, so you want to go behind the scenes with your cybersecurity, and then you would do the decent thing, and you wouldn't lead someone on. So you are obviously, like, even without that information, the better person in this interaction, because hot damn, that was not a nice thing that he did. So I'm very happy that you are clearly a better person in that regard. But no, he can go file himself away in a book corner. Yeah, if he wasn't interested, he shouldn't have kept going. He should have made it clear. Was pretty. Oh, so he compliments you, but then of course he obviously pulled that out. Yeah, no, that's very backhanded. It's like clearly what am I saying? Clearly he doesn't have his head screwed on right. If he has that opinion and he said that to you, no. He shouldn't have led you on. He should have been upfront and just like, hey, I like chatting, but maybe not. Maybe let's stick it to when you're in the library. Cool. Yes, 100%. Just because it's at a different rate, you certainly are not done. Just because it's not at like the speed of sound like this man assumes. Oh. Yeah, maybe there is definitely some other issues. But yeah, I definitely can't attest to that without knowing the reasoning for that. But or maybe, yeah, he had this interaction not only with yourself but on prior occasions where he just disrespected a person, and the significant other didn't want to anymore, or vice versa. Obviously, I don't know the significant other either. So I don't know why that occurred. But yeah, no, certainly you are not done in any regards. And he can stick it. Excuse me. If he used ADHD as an excuse, that is for him. That is stupid. There is literally thousands, possibly, maybe I'm going to say millions because there's like 7 billion people in the world. Millions of people that have ADHD who do not do that sort of thing. So clearly, like if everyone with ADHD did this sort of thing, then it'd be a bad excuse. But that is not the case. You can have completely kind and pleasant people who do not say this sort of thing and do not do this sort of thing that have ADHD. So he cannot use that as an excuse. That is merely, that it alters his. Sorry, I didn't read it on ADHD properly, I admit. If it affects how he yes, it can affect how he handles situations and his ability to do some things, but it does not give him the behavior to be rude. That is a choice he's made. Excuse me. Because he was like, I'm on medication therapy. You still act like that. That's, ADHD does not cause a person to be rude. Like, yes, there can be instances where they say something without thinking, but they are not rude and they don't insult people. That is not what the ADHD does. So no, that is not an excuse. Nailed on the head. Uses it as an excuse to probably flirt with every girl. Yep. Or uses it as an excuse so he can get away with with what he's doing. Went to like once, then he's probably doing that. But no. Yeah, people with ADHD are not all rude and act this manner. So it is not an excuse. He just happens to be a mean person who also has ADHD. No correlation. So he is a buttface. And yes, I will be referring to, when I want to say a negative comment on someone, I will be using kiddie terms like buttface until I am more comfortable with my real trucker language that I would use on a day-to-day basis. Plus, I'm trying to, of course, not say swear words as practice for when I'm with my students, because I do not, for the little English I teach them, I do not want one of them to be one of the words I use fluently. Excuse me, you said it was this way, and I liked him. So you initially liked him because you had the same preference, yeah? Was you pretty? For that one, I can get like if you're both of that orientation, and I'll admit I'm a bit ignorant in what some of the difference between some of the orientations are, but if that's, so is it the case where obviously like appearances is not a factor, it's purely like personality, but then even though we've established he's not a nice guy and he's trying to get one way or another, but he, other than the fact, so if you are, sorry, what am I trying to say? If you of that preference and you literally don't see people as pretty or attractive, I'm not sure, forgive me if I'm wrong, then if that is the case, it's possible that he said that purely because that he knows that is a successful flirting tactic, or he knows most people like to hear a compliment, whether it's what he truly believes or not. So I think, don't think Fair, if that's what you think. It's like, no, I wouldn't find it work. Which is what I did with me and the other girl. So so yeah, he's definitely floating around at work, clearly. So his preference is up for debate, or if he's literally just looking for some fun times. But you personally don't flirt around and you are of that preference. Fair. Yeah, sadly, I don't have enough information on that to come up with like reasoning. I'm sorry. Like to common interests, hell yeah. Had a lot in common. So yeah, you definitely matched with him on what am I saying? Yeah, like what you said, you liked him for the common interest that you shared, and before you realised the whole leading you on and him just not being a nice person. That is fair. Definitely one of those first impressions going sour when it's their secondary impression is shown through. But no, I get that. Excuse me. Yeah, master human interests. And in the case of having a preference and him claiming may or may not having similar preference, or possibly saying that to create a common interest to have fun times, and then he backed out when he thought there was more than he could chew. So he is a fool. He is a rude fool. And then went straight to other women. Yeah, he's definitely interested on focusing on his fun times. But yeah. Now, he is a butt face. I'm sorry that you gave him the time of day and that he led you on. Led you on, invited you to his workplace, so that's one thing. Invited you to his workplace, gave him a drawing, and what the hell? Like, yeah, no, that is a bit rich. As like he's a second. Yeah, he's definitely got some strange ways of thinking if he's decided this is how he's going to go about his time. And then in the case of going to his boss saying he was stalking, like, I highly doubt, like, he could have even, like, pretended to have evidence for that. You literally acted like a normal human being, and he turned around and was like, haha, I'm not. I am a butt face. And like, yeah, he's a librarian. He works in a public library where the general public come in to check books. Yes, he may work there, but he cannot claim you are stalking him because he's in a public building. If you'd gone there every single day, only when he was working, and you would just sit there and wait till he leaves for you to then leave and do whatever. But no. Yeah, you have a right just to say hi to a librarian. And even then, that's just a common pleasantry thing. Sometimes you don't even look up at a person when you walk past, and you're just like, hello, and you continue on your way. Yes, I know it's the whole look someone in the eyes when you talk to them, but unless you're having a full conversation, you don't actually do that. You generally keep focused on what you're doing, but you stay polite and just acknowledge the person as you walk past. When they have greeters in stores, when you walk in, someone will oh, well, welcome to Walmart. And you're generally just like, oh, thanks, or hi, and keep walking. You acknowledge them, but you don't fully interact with them. Excuse me. Oh, yeah, so you went once a week. That is not stalker behavior. As people go to the library every day. Exactly. No. Different situation. Say, a fast food place. Not really that sort of public institution that a library is, but you can have people that go in there every single day. And, that's not being a stalkerish. They just hang out in there. Whether they buy items from there or they literally just sit there for, free Wi-Fi. No. What a paranoid loon. Yeah. Either he went paranoid or he was just going out of his way to be a bigger butt face than what he'd already had been. Because, it's a public building that you can go into. You went there once a week. It's quite clear that you weren't stalking him, because you would have been there for every single one of his shifts if you had been. Forgive me. I had customers come to the store 4 times a day. Yep. Exactly. Do I say this ever? No, precisely. See? Logical. That is what we are. We are logical on this. He was just being a buttface. And he decided to step up his buttfaceness. And yes, I very much, one of my local shop, I do go in there multiple times a day because I'm a fool. I'll go in there to get a few things and I'll forget an item, so I go back later on. Excuse me. You had someone say inappropriate things to you. Mm-hmm. You have the right to say stop. Hell yes, you have the right to say stop. And that's creepy. Yes. People are judgmental, extremely so. You do get those individuals. And they're just a lot louder than the polite ones. And yeah, he probably resorted to that because it didn't go how he wanted it to. He had an idea in his head of how he wanted things to go down, and it got sidelined, and he got defensive. I was like, no. If you said that, he was definitely butthurt on that then. But yeah, that's totally fine. I can get if he got a little offended that you don't find him attractive, but clearly you were getting along with him and you liked him. So thinking deeper into it, that's you liked his personality, or what you thought his personality was, and that's kind of a lot more flattering. I do say that but I do admit if someone said that to me initially, I would be a little butthurt at first. I understand I am not pretty, I am quite plain. But to have someone tell me that, I will get butthurt. And I will remember it for years to come. Even if it goes fully well and I end up staying with said person and are matching personalities. Pretending. Yeah. Possibly lied to you and might have pretended to have the preference and was like, I'm yours. Yeah. Yeah, he's a butt. Like, I don't care if you're divorced, you asked me out. Yeah, he asked you out. And clearly, unless he had given you that information prior, you obviously weren't going to know that he was divorced. And yeah, what would that have mattered? Like, if you're divorced, you're no longer with the other person. So why is it a factor? Like, if it'd been like still wearing the ring, then that would have raised a few questions. But sorry, no, I said the people inside would like, why are you saying that because you didn't work out? Why would you be interested in someone if you don't find them attractive? But yeah, like that I don't get. You can like obviously you can like someone purely on their personality. Like I'll say like public figures and actors. You can really like an actor. You may not like their movies or their acting, but in like interviews, if they're just like they're just like really funny, you like them, they have a great personality, you can still like them, even if there is an aspect of them you don't really care for. I absolutely love how you phrase that. There's a preference, but you were having fun times over common interests. Hell yeah. I love that. But yeah. Ooh. Yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping my points make sense. Forgive me. I can ramble and I can lose my train of thought when I'm trying. That's right. Yeah, you can have the opposite. You can either have a lot of common interests but not be physically attracted to someone, or yeah, you can be physically attracted to one but not have a single common interest, other than being like attractive. Yay, we are commonly attractive. But yeah, no actual interests. Yeah. We had a lot in common, and I was happy to meet someone who was eccentric, weird, and nerdy. Hell yeah. A great triple threat there: eccentric, weird, and nerdy. So yeah, I know obviously it went foul, but meeting someone new with that combination, it's a great combo. Yeah, nah, he appeared to have a good combo, but he was secretly the biggest butt face you could find. So no. No, screw him. Oh, I bet he really would have enjoyed that if you turned that on him. Oh, like absolute fair comeuppance, if that's what you went, if that's what you went with, or purely that's what you said you'd go with. But yeah. But no, stuff him. He is not worth the time of day. Like, fun fact. Yeah, no, unfortunately, he was that kind of individual, which, yeah, no one should have to interact with that kind of person. And I'm sorry that he tricked you into that. No, I guess in that regard, if you did stumble across him again, like during the library visit, I mean, this is a really petty thing to do, so I'm not actually promoting that you do this. But if you see him chatting up another girl and it happens to slip out, I'm saying that. I'm not actually endorsing that. I like the idea of getting petty with people, but I know it can backfire incredibly badly. So I am not promoting or condoning it. I just like to put the hypothetical out there. Yeah. But you don't go to the library. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's good. Do you mean his library for like if they believed his bull rubbish, or in general? Are you just not a fan of libraries anymore? I get with the current worldwide situation, not well, honestly, considering the outside world, disgusting is not a laughable matter these days. So I'd get that, but yeah. Just the one? Okay. So, okay. That's fair. That particular library, yes. Disgusting. But you're going to keep yourself open for the next librarian has that possibility. I get you. It's better to keep it in mind and be prepared for it than to have it happen and be struck by surprise. If it happens, you're ready. And if it doesn't, a happy surprise. I have to admit, I stole that one from a book I read as a kid, so no credit can go to me. God forbid you ask for help from a librarian again. Yeah. I mean, like possibly. You mean if you're up to it, you can give it a shot. But if not, most libraries these days have the computer systems you can look stuff up on anyway. So you could just go with that if you just want to completely just not do it ever again. Which is fair. Like if that's what you go with, like yeah. You ask what the philosophy section is. Yeah, like that's a fairly simple thing to ask if you want it. Sorry. This was close to your house. So it was convenient for you. I get that. And their staff is trash. Clearly their staff is trash. Well, but yeah, no, My only suggestion for that could be, if you don't want to ever ask the librarian for help again, maybe just try looking to see if they have the computers that you can look stuff up in, and then maybe that would at least be able to give you some numbers or the aisles that certain things are on, be it a particular book or the section or the theme of the book, if that makes sense. Good thing, now though, unfortunately it's you had to learn it that way. Like, you shouldn't have had to learn it, and I'm sorry that it was something you did learn. You were studying for your civil library clerk exam. Oh, okay, so that's why you needed the philosophy section. Oh, yeah, fair. But no, that was reasonable, and he soured the whole situation with his actions and his words. I'm sorry. Libraries should be safe places, and he literally ruined that library for you. So no. Oh, to work at that library. Oh, okay. That Well, I guess you could at least use the marks from exams to go elsewhere if you decide that's something you want to do at some point. But that does make it kind of awkward if that was like your end goal, because you certainly wouldn't want to be co-workers with an individual like that. Like, you need good co-workers. You need good, kind co-workers who aren't butt faces. Playing that people in the area are nuts, which... you agree with that? Okay. But why move to the location if that's what you think, and make fun of or take advantage of the patrons? If that's how he thinks, then why would he try and take advantage of his patrons that way? Like, if he thought everyone in the area was like that, you certainly wouldn't want to think he'd be trying to hit people up there. But maybe he just really wanted some fun times. I mean, Lord. And he thought, screw it, I'll try the area I'm bad-mouthing. Yeah. He was looking for the quick fun time fix. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Can I just check something? Ooh. Oh, it is. Cool. Sorry. Forgive me. I just checked the time. I'm not too sure what the time is for you. It's currently 10 minutes until 1 a.m. for me. My bad. Forgive me. I might have to duck out because I need to be up in 6 hours. My bad. Sorry. Hey, move from one state away. Can't do. Yeah, no, that'd definitely be a library like in the state he moved from. So that, so I don't know what he was planning for that one. Yeah, no, I get it. So Friday. Yeah. We had a nice chat. No, you weren't annoying at all. Honestly, I'm loving our chats. I'm having the time of my life being able to chat with you. So, not in the slightest. And no, this was a great chat. I'm happy. I'm able to talk with someone. It fills the awkward silence when no one is here. So I'm happy. But Freddie, I think I'll be on tomorrow. I think I'll do case 2 of this tomorrow. But I'll be doing it an hour or 2 early in case I run till 1 a.m. again. But yes, I'll be doing Nancy Drew on Friday. Excuse me. He's very out from moving a whole stream of reliable jobs before. Yeah, I don't know how he thought that one through. Not the best planning on his part, no. But yeah, sorry, no. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. And I'll be 2 hours early this time. So for me, would be 8 p.m. JST, and for 9, I'm guessing 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is that the time that you run by? Is it EST or PST? Okay, cool. No worries. Like, if you can't, that's fair. It's still going to be on Friday. The Nancy Drew stream will still start the usual time, my 10 p.m. JST, and then for you 9 a.m. Maybe too sleepy. That is fair enough. It will be earlier in the morning for you, so that is fair. But no, so I will catch you when I catch you next, and I'll talk to you then. Bye bye.